Hey, p.p.s.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
That is the greatest clip of all time. Or is it?
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids. Why does a meme take hold? Well, let me ask you. What do you think when you see this?
You think I am like shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny.
If you're like me, you see someone getting incredibly angry over something that is probably not true based on just what it sounds like. And even if it was true, certainly not something relevant enough to get this angry about. And so the only thing you can think is that he looks ridiculous, right? Well, if that was your reaction, then the internet agrees with you.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs.
A meme takes hold on a cultural scale because it represents an idea shared amongst the members of the culture. Each meme gives people the ability to express a similar idea or set of ideas. Well, if a meme is the individual thing that a person creates, like this.
I'm just chilling in
These nuts.
So, if each individual creation is a meme, then we could call each wave or movement of meme, like I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids, we could call that a species of meme, if you will. For instance, we could say that Alex Jones saying,
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Birthed a species of meme which allowed a certain feeling or meaning to be communicated.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. You understand that? Serious crap.
This idea, at the heart of a species of meme, always exists in the original. Just like, for instance, the original clip of Alex Jones communicates desperation and anger in a way that all of the memes generated after that also communicate that, but highlighting it in a different way, highlighting it in whatever way the creator wants to, mainly in a comical way, turning this ridiculous, expression of anger that they assume the viewer would take, viewing the original, heightening that, putting it in a song or whatever. Some memes evolve a lot in this creation, in this process of people iterating and creating new versions of it. But some memes can remain essentially as just reposts of an original. Sometimes the meaning is just too potent to be enhanced. Take a look at this clip, for instance.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to
What could possibly be added to this to make the meaning more apparent? It stands alone. I think we tend to see meme culture, as being driven, and memes themselves being driven by the specific changes, and the individual expression that comes from being able to create memes. Because I think that that's the thing that makes it so different from other typical forms of art that we expect, is that people are creating and recreating in this form, and so we look at that recreation, that change, as the thing that's interesting. And this is really interesting. This is a really interesting development of internet culture, that we have the ability to do something like all collectively create in a particular form, make an inside joke basically as an artistic form. And, in this way, each species of meme, as it were, can really be considered its own genre of art, A genre is just a collection of artistic forms that people recognize and see as a particular thing that they know to expect when they approach a piece of art or are trying to create a piece of art. Ultimately, a genre, this collection of forms, is a tool. These forms are tools for us to communicate more easily with each other. Communication, which, of course, is the essential piece of art. The point of art is to communicate meaning. And we use tools like genres to be able to communicate more easily and freely with our audience. So each species of meme gives a form, a sort of default, like a blank canvas for a painter, which the creator is tasked to morph into something distinct, yet recognizable through the form and expectations of form of their prospective audience.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
But what does all this have to do with the election? So, a meme, or species of meme, is an artistic genre tied together by... what again? Well, by the communicative power of the meme itself. The more compelling a meme is, the more likely a viewer is to recreate it in their own vision. This, of course, can be in large part drawn back to the original source material. The more compelling the source material, the more likely it'll be turned into a meme that'll catch on. In other words, if a clip or something becomes a meme, it's because that clip communicates some kernel of meaning very strongly. You might now see where I'm going with this.
I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so? That would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border.
First, let me respond as to the
Please.
rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there, and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as...
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this.
As far as I'm aware, for the two major candidates, Kamala and Donald, there have been really only one for each of them. Only one meme that has come out and really become dominant since Joe Biden fell off the stage of history.
I was going to put him...
For Kamala, of course.
Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
And for Trump, of course, the now world famous "they're eating the cats" clip. So let's see what we can find from analyzing these and trying to see what ties these species of memes together. Now, I'm not going to make an exhaustive argument. I'm not going to find any more examples than I've already found. You can disagree with me, and that's cool. I don't fucking I'm only going to describe my understanding of, what I can gather of the basic meaning of these memes.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
The coconut tree meme was definitely big this summer, and seems to have mostly died down since then. On one hand, there's something, slightly ridiculous about this clip, and especially the way it sounds when out of context. It sounds silly and weird, and it's not exactly clear at first what she's saying, And undoubtedly, this weirdness has been a huge part of this meme's, life force. But there is something alongside the ridiculosity. She's explaining a concept which is, a little bit slippery and hard to define. If she were in a philosophy class, she would say, everything exists in a dialectical relationship with everything else. But if you start using words like dialectical, you might start losing people really quick. So, in this clip, Kamala finds herself in a position that I know very well, wanting to say something complex, but not really sure exactly how to communicate it. So, she becomes vulnerable, both by saying something that might come off as silly, and also by using a memory of her mother from her childhood to do so. So, even though she might come off as silly or ridiculous in this genre of meme, there's an aftertaste of strength, of someone who knows something true and is willing to lower themselves socially to try to communicate it. On the other hand,
So let's now welcome the candidates to the stage. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump.
Well, it's about time.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets.
Yeah, I looked at him up and I ate him, his little face.
Talk about extreme.
I don't think I need to convince you, but this clip, though it is ridiculous, doesn't communicate a hidden strength or understanding. On first viewing, even a loyal Trump supporter will have to grapple with the fact that it just sounds like he's saying something false, right? And that's not only because the fact he's trying to express just sounds implausible, at best, but because his desperate anger triggers in the mind of the audience the image of somebody losing a debate, flailing violently, trying to change the course of them falling off of this cliff. In fact, he sounds an awful lot like... Both of these memes are funny for the same reason. The speaker is desperately angry about something that seems even more implausible because of how angry they are. In a word, it's pathetic.
We did it, Joe.
So, assuming we're correct in our analysis of why these memes have taken hold in the cultural psyche, we should be able to extrapolate some information from that. After all, a meme can't take off unless people are willing to accept its essential meaning. So much so that they feel moved to create another iteration of it. If these are the main dominant memes that have taken hold during this election, then that must be correlated with the general feelings that people have about these candidates. That all being said, it's very clear which way our analysis points. If the coconut tree meme paints Kamala as unpolished, but ultimately smart, strong, and willing to be vulnerable, And the Springfield meme paints Trump as unpolished, maybe to the point of unhinged, desperate, uninformed, and ultimately pathetic. There's a clear split in the cultural intuition with regards to these candidates. Consider this an election prediction. Kamala Harris will win. The memes have spoken.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context.
Thank you guys all so much for watching. I tried something a little different. I fully scripted the video. You could probably tell. The links to all these videos will be in the description because memes wouldn't be memes without memers. And with that all being said, we'll see you next time.